All right, and we are live. So this morning, stocks are higher. We had 4 weeks of losing, and then last week, finally, the S&P breaks a losing week. So is the momentum shifting here? What's happening? Well, we're still around 8% below the peak, and last week we also had Fed meeting. Powell downplays the tariff impact and tariff news this morning. So we got to talk about this. So there's a lot to talk about, and with that, let's get started. Welcome to Coffee with Markus and Mark, and today is Monday, March 24th. And in this show, we are going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and also how we are trading it. Well, Mark, what do you think about this? Let's start with last week. I have a weekly chart up here, snapped a 4 week losing streak.
It barely happened, but it happened. You have to count it. So a pretty decent slide there over those 4 weeks. And last week, nice to see that snap being broken or that streak being broken.
Yeah, so here we are. And then this morning, so far, I mean, look at this fireworks in the markets right now. We see that the S&P is up 1.6%. The Dow is up 1.2%. The Nasdaq is up 2%. And the Russell up 2.2%, leading here this morning.
Look at that impressive start to the week. Not only did we gap higher, but it's been up, and away. And right now we're trading at session highs. And it looks like traders are a little bit optimistic right now.
Yeah, and just like this, look at this. We are slamming into the 200-day moving average. So, can we break above the 200-day moving average today? That is the question. So, what's driving the euphoria this morning, Mark?
Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Yeah, look at that. That headline sums it up. So we know that over the last few weeks or month, a lot of this slide had to do with trade war concerns and the impact of tariffs on the economy. And even that R word creeping up, a recession potentially being caused because of it. And here we see that Trump has said that there could be some flexibility on reciprocal tariffs, and it seems like investors are loving this potential.
Yeah, I mean, this morning for sure, right? So, all the uncertainty about tariffs right now, okay, will Trump soften his stance and not drive the world into a global trade war? Because that was the concern. I mean, this is not just the US that is affected, it's almost every country in the world, right? I mean, especially the main trade partners, Canada, Mexico, the European Union, and then, of course, also China. And this is where the question is, okay, are we going into a global trade war? And this morning, traders seem to believe maybe we don't, and therefore excitement.
Yeah, and I mean that's exactly it, Marcus. Last time during his term, he focused mostly on China, and so it was tariffs against China, and that was something that was going on. But this time around, it's kind of been on all fronts. And so in his previous term, he renegotiated the North American Free Trade Agreement with Canada and Mexico. But as you know, Canada was on the list this time. Mexico was on the list. The European Union was on the list. China's on the list. Everybody's on the list. And right now, that April 2nd deadline seems to be tentative, or at least not as broad as what would be, what the tariffs would apply to.
Yeah. And we also see what exactly does this mean? It means that, first of all, a sea of green, I think you mentioned it this morning, a week late for St. Patrick's Day, right? And we
Yeah.
also see we definitely have a risk on environment again. This
Yep.
morning, Nvidia up, Google up, Meta up, and Tesla. Look at Tesla up 9%.
Tesla just getting beaten up over the last 2 months, 9 consecutive losing weeks, just a huge sell off there. And it looks like investors are seeing it as a buying opportunity, maybe finding some support.
Yeah, looks like it because seems that there's some support around 230 right now. Tesla trading at 270. Very impressive.
Not too bad for a day.
Yeah. Hey, but I think it was a really, really close call. Look at this at the top 10 list of the largest American companies by market capitalization. Nvidia just barely above Microsoft. And I mean, Nvidia at some point was taking the number one spot, and now, I mean, risking moving down to spot number three. However, today with an impressive 3.3% gain, looking good and back in number two, but still ways away from Apple from the number one.
Apple pulling away as the largest U.S. company by market cap, and Nvidia and Microsoft pretty close there.
Yeah. Look at this. Good old Warren, Berkshire Hathaway, moved up to spot number 7. That's impressive. Used to be knocked down because, I mean, Broadcom is still there. But let's see. I think Walmart and JP Morgan Chase were a little bit higher. Not quite sure. Can't remember exactly. But yeah, lots
Yeah, well,
going on there.
Tesla dipping below the 1 trillion cap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to
so that
claw
was
its way back.
a big change.
And then we also have interest rates and the Fed. So let's take a look at this of what's happening here, because last week we had the Fed meeting and the Fed kept interest rates the same. Now we want to, of course, know what is the Fed thinking and what are Fed funds traders thinking for the next few meetings. And we don't have another meeting in April. The next meeting is in May, 44 days away. That's a long time. And right now, traders believe that the Fed will keep interest rates the same at the May meeting, but then that we see a gradually decline in interest rates in starting in June, then September, and another rate cut possible in December. We'll see. Am I delayed or did I lose you? Oh, I don't know what happened. If you're still here, if I'm still here, can you still hear me?
You cut out for a minute there on me, Marcus.
Okay, but now I'm back. Are we good? We're not good. Well, let's see. Since right now it seems that our connection is a little bit wonky here, we had some thunderstorms rolling through. I'm just going to continue and talk about our trades and what's going on. So, WTF trades, win the fear. This is where at some point we had, 10 trades going on. Right now we are down to 2. So, there's no new open trades here, there's no exit, but there are 4 open trades. However, from these 4 open trades, we did not take ABT, we did not take CTSH, we did take GLD and Starbucks. And looking right now at Starbucks against the grain going down today. However, we are still, should be okay. Let's see if we are moving higher here. GLRD today trading above our entry price, so we'll see if we are getting an exit there. And I just want to see if Mark or anybody can hear me here right now. And okay, can you still hear me, Mark, or am I still gone? I might still be gone for Mark. Okay, I hope that I'm here and you can hear me, because this were the only 2 trades WTF that we have on right now are GLD and Starbucks. Hopping over to the wheel, let's see where we stand with our trades here. So first up, CSIQ. CSIQ seemed to have found some support right here at 950. Trading in this range, trying to break higher today. At first was moving higher towards 1050 and then dropping back again right now. A little bit down for today, 0.2%. Nothing for us to do with this trade just yet. So let me see. Mark is dialing back in, and let me see if Mark can hear me now. How is that going?
Yeah,
Much better?
that was weird, but I can hear you fine now.
All right, fantastic. HAL Halliburton looking good today, up 2.4%. Now in Halliburton, we got assigned at 34.50, my break even at 30.07 right here, and I am flying a rescue mission at the 25 level, trying to get it assigned at 25, selling puts here. Right now, doesn't seem this way, but these puts expire end of the week, so we'll see. My goal here is to bring down my break even. Now, Mark, you already flew a rescue mission, so your cost basis and your break even is looking much better, right?
Yeah, so my cost base is 30.80 right now, and my break even is 29.70. So you've done a great job bringing down your break even. Uh, we're not too far away there, but my cost basis is better.
Yeah, very nice. So we'll see what happens here with HAL. If it remains in this range, I will just try to continue to fly the rescue mission here. Again, for Mark, for you, the cost basis is already lower, but break even around the same, it seems.
Yeah.
Russell, the IWM. I mean, this is where we have a very specific trade that we like to do on the IWM. And initially, we sold the 217 put, got assigned there. And then over the last few weeks, we sold more of the 200 put with the idea of bringing our cost base and break even down. Now, as you can see, we have not gotten filled, but collected a lot of premium doing this. For me, it's more than $4,000, which means that right now my break even is at 206.10, and today we are trading at 208.55. So this trade is working out great, right, Mark?
Oh yeah, loving it. And even though we got assigned at the higher strike, that 200 put that we were selling, and you got an extra one on Monday, right at the open, you were able to get $2 on that 200. I missed that one, so my break even's 208.19, but still looking pretty good.
Yeah. This looks great. And then let's see what else is going on. KSS Coles today having a killer day, bouncing back after the earnings drop. So this is where right now my cost basis at $15, my break even at $14 today, up 6%. So still ways to go, but it seems that right now Coles definitely has found some support here. And hopefully is now breaking out of the range. I believe once we break above 9, we might actually try to fill the gap and quickly go up to 11 here, which would be great and put me in a much better position. So right now, nothing for me to do here, but looking good. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would take that if I was in this trade. Nice jump there, and once we break out of that range that we had for the last week or two, there's definitely movement to the upside.
Yeah. Merck, today against the grain, against the markets, down 1.2%. And I mean, this is where I have been trying to fly a rescue mission at 85, and then Merck just went straight up right now. And we talked about it with our mastermind members this morning. It's so interesting where we see that previous support becomes resistance. Previously, we had some support at 97, 97.50, which right now acts as resistance here. So we will see what Merck wants to do. I'm still interested in bringing down my cost basis and break even from 113 to maybe around 105. But right now, I want to see what is Merck doing here before considering another rescue mission. Technically, it should be somewhere around 84. So I might have to wait until Merck pulls back a little bit more. But hey, it's a dividend payer. The dividend, ex-dividend was and will be deposited into my account on April 7th. So I'm happy with this. That's another 81 cents, bring down my break even by another 81 cents.
Not too bad.
And then we have UPS. Wow, that is an interesting one, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, just all over the place. Had that drop because of FedEx earnings, but a nice little bounce back and filling that gap there from that drop.
Yeah, and I mean this is where right now my cost basis is at 144.50. However, my break even, I've been able to sell premium here and work my break even down to 119.91. I mean, right now it seems that we are getting close to my break even mark, and you already flew a rescue mission on UPS. So your break even and your cost basis, where is that currently?
Yeah, so you got in after I did. I originally was in at 165. Now my cost basis is 140.67, and my break even is 132.87. So needs to move a little bit, but I love the potential for this to fill the gap over the next couple of months, get right up there, and I'm liking my new cost basis and break even and the
Yeah.
potential.
And I might be willing to sell calls at a 125 because it's above my break even. So right now, nothing for us to do, but this looking good. Had a very, very strong performance. Then pulled back a little bit last week. As you said, FedEx reported earnings, got hammered. UPS in a sympathy move decided to move down, but then we see the reversal bar here quickly bounced back, and today a follow through. UPS today up what 1.2%. And again, compared to other stocks, that doesn't sound a whole lot, but for UPS, that is a decent move.
Yeah, FedEx even actually doing decent. They were down 6.5% after earnings, and the initial reaction down over 10% on Friday, and with today's move almost filling that gap.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is a beautiful balance. I mean, this are some of the earnings trades, the earnings plays that we like to do because this is looking really, really good.
Yeah,
All right.
I did a
Well,
MU earnings. I did a MU earnings trade last week that worked
oh
out
yeah, yeah, yeah,
nicely.
yeah. How's that?
It,
Let's
it
see.
was it was perfect.
Picture perfect.
So
You closed it already a day after you got in, right?
yeah, I got 40 cents and then closed it for I think 4 cents the next morning.
Beautiful trade. Now, talking about earnings and the calendars, I mean, right now, not a whole lot of earnings on the calendar. We have to wait a few weeks before earnings are kicking off again, and earnings are kicking off on April 11th with the big bangs. This is where, as you can see, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, they are reporting earnings on the 11th, and this starts earnings season the week after we see Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson, Bank of America. So we still have a few weeks to kind of lay low on our earnings trades, but yeah, looking forward to getting this started again.
Yeah, it could be an interesting season.
Yeah. On the economic calendar today, this week, let's hop back to this week. Not a whole lot going on. I mean, mainly we see a bunch of Fed members speaking. Today we have two Fed members speaking. Tomorrow we have two Fed members speaking. Another two on Wednesday because they're coming out of the quiet period. And then, of course, the big one on Friday, the core PCE price index.
Yeah, I mean, this week there's really three things to keep an eye on. Anything from the White House on tariffs, anything that gets tossed out there from a Fed member that is totally unexpected, and then core PCE price on Friday, where we get inflation data. All of the other items are just noise.
Yeah. All right, we'll hop back to the markets here and see what they are doing and if we are still making new highs for the day. But before we do this, Mark, let's talk about dad jokes. It is the time of the day in the show to have our really bad dad jokes and have you vote which one you like better. So, what do you got for us today?
All right, Marcus. A guy runs into a bar and shouts, "Quick, give me 10 of your best shots of whiskey." The bartender pours them as fast as he can, and the guy pounds them all at once. Confused and curious, the bartender says, "Why are you drinking so fast?" And the guy says, "You would too if you have what I have." The bartender says, "Well, what do you have?" The guy says, "Only 12 cents."
Okay. All right. That's a good one. I'll give you this one. You see, I'm just wondering what my parents did before the internet. I mean, they must have been bored to tears, right? And I asked my 18 brothers and sisters, and they didn't know either.
All right, all right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
You let us know which one you like better. And look at this. Just like this, the markets keep climbing higher and higher. The S&P right now up 1.7%. The Dow up 1.3%. The Nasdaq up 2.1%. And the Russell up and away up 2.5%. The VIX, the fear index, fear is leaving the building quickly. Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, as quickly as we spiked up from what, around 15 to 30, we quickly dropped back now to 18, kind of back into the range that we have seen since the beginning of the year, which is somewhere between 15 and 20.
Yeah. Fear has left the building.
We will see how this continues
now.
this week, and we really hope that you enjoyed today's show. If you did, give us a like. Really appreciate this. If you feel that this was be beneficial for others, please share this with others. There's a button somewhere on this page to share it with others, and then let us know in the comment who told the better dad joke today. And with that said, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again next Monday.
Happy trading, everybody.